Salut, ça va? In this video, we're going to look at 9 reasons to learn French. Wait, maybe you're thinking, this already exists, why are you doing this? Well, I wanted to revisit some of those first embarrassing videos and do some new 9 reasons for those languages. And the first is French. But arrête! Before we go any further, if you are learning French or you want to get started, I have a free French starter pack for you. Just click the link in the description below to get your hands on it. Reason number 1. French is spoken by over 300 million people worldwide, either as a native language or a second language. Oh, that's a big number. This not only means there's quite a few people to speak with, but also French speakers are spread across every continent, except Antarctica, because, you know, penguins don't speak French. This high number of French speakers makes it the world's 5th most spoken language when you include not just native speakers, but everyone who speaks the language. Wow. Reason number 2. What's interesting about French compared to other languages on that list, and something that boosts it up to 5th, is the high number of second language French speakers. What does that mean? People who either live bilingually or multilingually with French alongside other languages in their life, or people who have learnt the language, like toi et moi. Not only that, but as French is a Romance language, if you know another Romance language, something like Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, or more regional varieties, then this gives you a heads up. There's a lot of vocabulary that's kind of similar, the idea of verb conjugations, the idea of gender, all of that stuff you'll be familiar with already. Boom, leg up. But fear not if you only know English. Thanks to the French taking over England for a bit way back when, there's quite a bit of shared vocabulary between English and French as well. Some will help you make links to French words, for example, dentist. The French word for tooth is dent, and others are a little more curious at first, but easy to get the hang of when you know the patterns. For example, that French hat accent, aka a circumflex, actually indicates there used to be an S where that letter was. Not always, but a lot of the time. For example, the word hôtel, little hat on the O, hostel, hôpital, hospital. C'est magique. Reason number 3. Speaking of magique, there's plenty of magic moments to be found when it comes to French grammar. I'm talking about little knowledge nuggets that help you piece together the bigger picture. Here's a simple one to get you started. Nouns in French are either masculine or feminine. It's not a hard and fast rule because, you know, grammar, but words that end in E tend to be feminine. So that's something that you can at least use as a starting point to figure out gender of new nouns that you encounter. Reason number 4. The French are well known internationally for their food and drink. I'm talking wine, all the cheese, all the bread, croque monsieur, basically a cheese and ham toastie, but really glamorous because it's in French. In fact, France is one of the countries in the world with the highest number of Michelin star restaurants. Probably not surprising, seeing as the company is French, but hey, those 300 million French speakers, not all in France. So if French cuisine isn't your thing, pas problème. To give you a few foodie options of places to practice your French, just next door you've got Belgium, famous for Belgian waffles, Belgian beer, Belgian chocolate, Belgian moule frite. They don't tend to say Belgian in front of that one, but you get the picture. Oh, and of course, dare I say it, Belgium, French fries. It's disputed whether the French or the Belgians invented the French fry, but the Canadians went one step further and threw on some cheese curds, threw on some gravy, and called it poutine. And if warmer weather is more your climate, French Guiana in South America has a whole host of totally different foods waiting for you. Rice and beans, Creole dishes, cassava, smoked fish. Okay, enough about food already, I'm starving now. Reason number 5, la musique. At first glance, French music may seem all black and white Parisian cafe vibes, but no. You've got modern European options like Stromae, Angèle, Yel, a whole host of musicians from Quebec like Cœur de Pirate, Arcade Fire, yeah I know they mostly sing in English, and Celine Dion. But most excitingly, you've got plenty of music to discover from African French-speaking countries. Okay, I'm going to give you some to get you started. Tikanya Fakoli from Côte d'Ivoire, Rokia Traoré and Amadou and Mariam from Mali. And then there's plenty of artists who spent lots of time in France but have African roots, such as Aya Nakamura, originally from Mali, and Jim, originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which, incidentally, is the country with the biggest French-speaking population, although there are plenty of national languages there alongside French, such as Kituba, Lingala, Chiluba, and Swahili. Reason number 6. If all this talk of music and food from across the French-speaking globe got you dreaming of visiting some of these places, then you're in luck. Being spoken across such diverse parts of the planet means there's something for every traveller in the French-speaking world. And we haven't even mentioned the islands yet. Tucked away in the South Pacific, French speakers can be found in Vanuatu, New Caledonia, French Polynesia, and Wallis and Fortuna. Across in the Caribbean, French is spoken in even more island nations, including Haiti, where French is an official language, despite the fact that only 42% of the population are estimated to speak French. The more widely spoken language, Haitian Creole, which is actually a French-based Creole, giving you even more to discover. And coming back to France, how could we ignore the country that frequently tops the list of most visited countries and places in the world every single year? There's a lot there too. Firstly, there's Paris. The Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, the history, the romance, the cafes. Paris is always a good idea. Then beyond Paris, you've got sights aplenty. Côte d'Azur, Brittany, Provence, Loire Valley, Mont Saint-Michel, the Alps, beaucoup. Reason number 7. And while you're busy planning your escapes to all of those lovely places, there's plenty to keep you busy at home too. There's lots of good stuff to watch in French, not only to keep you entertained, but to give you some extra French exposure as well. Très bien. You've got old school French New Wave, like Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless and François Truffaut's Jules and Jim. You've got modern classics like Amélie and Girlhood. There's plenty of inspiring animated films like My Life as a Courgette, Bellevue Rendezvous, and Persepolis. And when it comes to Netflix shows to stream, prepare to add some things to your list. Marseille, Call My Agent, The Hookup Plan, The Forest, The Chalet, beaucoup again! Reason number 8. French is a language that exists alongside many other languages across the world, including a number of French-based Creoles. We've already mentioned Haitian Creole, a language I even saw on street signs in New York. But if it's France that's caught your heart, there's plenty of other languages to explore there too. Breton in the north, Catalan, Basque and Occitan in the south, among others. In Francophone Africa, there are plenty of other languages to get curious about. Lingala, Malagasy, Wolof, so many languages to discover that French might help to spark that little interest for. Reason number 9. When you learn French, you get to learn about fun traditions, like what April Fool's Day has to do with a fish. Do you know this one already? Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, bonus reason. Reason number 10 and 11 and 12 and 13, and these are your reasons. I asked over on Instagram what your reasons are for learning French, and here are some of the answers you gave. To visit Paris and sing along with Zaz, exploring the culture, visiting Rwanda and the DRC soon, living in France with my French husband. I live in a French-speaking country and it's fun to learn about French culture and cuisine, so I can have a conversation in French with my husband because he already speaks it and I'm jealous. My best friend is French. To talk with my friends in France, French-speaking Africa will become very influential in the future due to the large population. I love French films. It's a beautiful language. I would like to live in France someday. So there we have it. That's my 9 reasons and your many reasons to learn French. But what about you? What are your own reasons to learn? Let me know in the comments down below. And remember, if you're just getting started, I have a free French starter pack for you. You can get it at that link down in the description. And I will see you very soon. Remember to subscribe and tap the bell so you can get regular language learning videos straight on your YouTube feed. And I will see you very soon. Merci! À bientôt!